When a former Mattoon police officer decided to write down his feelings about his job, he didn't realize it would turn into a whole book. David Vanderpoort is hoping he can give people an inside look at what the job is like and how it negatively affects the officers behind the badge. WCIA 3's Andy Olson has more.
David Vanderpoort was with Mattoon Police for 14 years and with the Coles County Sheriff's Office for 6 years before that. He knows the ins and outs of life as an officer. In his new book, he wants to bridge the gap between the public and what they have to go through every day.
I had an injury on the job that forced me into disability. So I started writing things down that bothered me about the job, that I loved about the job, just everything.
Vanderpoort says PTSD is commonly found in officers after years of intense calls, and sometimes the public can be unsympathetic to that. But he also calls on police departments to do a better job of caring for the mental health of officers, and he thinks mandatory counseling could go a long way.
We do firearms training twice a year. You know, I never had to shoot anyone, thank goodness, but I've had to talk to thousands and thousands of people and deal with not only the abuse that they're going through, but the abuse that was put on me physically and mentally as well.
After recent events of police brutality have been highlighted around the country, Vanderpoort says there needs to be better screenings for officers and more accountability. He hopes that those kinds of changes can be a step toward rebuilding the trust between law enforcement and their community.
Change is hard, you know, change is uncomfortable, but I think things have to change to become stagnated, and maybe that's what has happened.
In Mattoon, Andy Olson, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Vanderpoort says he's working on another book about his time as an officer, but this one will be more focused on positive interactions with fellow officers and the community in his time with the force.